So, today I'm going to teach you how to revise a piece to really highlight an important message about yourself. And as we saw in the mini lesson, or as we saw in the review, the first thing is you actually have to decide, what do you want your audience to know about yourself? And so in this piece, I've been talking a lot about, this piece is all about when I volunteered at an election polling site. I've been talking a lot about my grandfather and what he taught me. And so I think the message about myself and my relationship with my grandfather, I want to highlight how much he taught me about democracy. And I want to highlight how much I value voting and different communities having their voices be heard. So I've got my message that I want to really make sure my readers understand. The second thing I have to do is decide, where could I actually revise my piece? Where can I add this in? So let's take a look. I'm just going to focus on this one piece right now. And I'm noticing it's only 2 paragraphs. Probably need more than that, but that's not what we're focusing on now. It's fine. Okay, this first one is all about voter ID laws, and then the second one is basically talking more about the story of me being actually at the place. And now that I think about it, it was actually my grandfather who taught me what voter ID laws were in the first place. So I think I'm actually going to add in that story right here. So I've got exactly the place that I'm going to add in some pieces to highlight this meaning. And I could add this in more than one place, but I'm just going to focus on this one for now. So the third step is now I actually have to figure out, what am I going to do to revise this? What am I going to add? What am I going to delete? What can I reorder? What can I, amplify? What craft moves, especially, can I use? And I can never keep all of those craft moves in my head. So I'm going to go to the writing center. Here's some narrative moves. If I'm highlighting something about myself and my relationship with somebody, which craft moves do you think that I should use? Go ahead and chat it in. Okay, so I decided that I should probably use some dialogue and then some inner thinking, because I'm going to show the dialogue is me showing how we're talking to each other, my grandfather, me, what he's teaching me. And then inner thinking is my own ideas about the world. And already I'm using a flashback because I'm going back to a different story. So, okay, so dialogue and inner thinking. How could I start? Before I even start typing, let me just speak it out. I thought back to when I had first heard about voter ID laws and where my passion for this topic had come from. Yep, there we go. Okay, I think I'm ready to get started. I'm going to choose a different color just so I can see. I got back to when I had first learned about voter ID laws and when my passion, where, I'm going to say where because it came from my grandfather, right? Where my passion for this topic came from. And I'm just letting the ideas fly, so I'm not worried about this misspelling over here, okay? Madeline, he had said, and I'm going to say he said seriously, because that's what I said the last time I was reading about my grandfather. So now I'll be able to take all of these different pieces and put them into my memoir. Oh, genius. Madeline, he had said seriously, do you know what voter ID laws are? But now maybe this is where I add some more internal thinking. I remember being confused but curious. Why would someone need a whole ID to go vote when you have to register to vote anyway? No, not really, I said. And I'm going to give, I really hoped, this is somewhere in my thinking, right? I really hoped, what am I feeling, what am I thinking? My grandpa was going to tell me. Because I so valued his opinions and ideas about the world, but especially about democracy and getting people's voices heard. Okay, so now I've got some dialogue, I've got some inner thinking, it's already a flashback. Maybe I could add some more descriptive inner thinking. He's teaching me, I really hope I'm going to go back and reread. I really hope my grandpa was going to tell me. Maybe I could actually kind of insert another flashback. My grandpa, no, actually dialogue. A pretty crazy topic. Are you sure you're ready? He didn't really always ask me this, but it's